There was a mother who had only one son. The son didn't know who the father was. He was brought up by the mother because the father, she was working in some helping rishis and trying to look after them, doing her household jobs for them. In some way she got a son and that's it. So she had to look after the son. But the mother was very keen that the son should become educated, even though she didn't have any money to pay for the education. Luckily, those days, there were pathshalas where people were taught without taking money. We hardly have such institutions now in our country. You need to shell out quite a bit if you have to educate your child. So there was a pathshala which was not very close to her house, little far away, and there was nothing else around, where there was a very good teacher. And she went to him and begged him with close folded hands, "Can I send my son to you for education?" So he agreed. So she started sending her son to the school to study. Now the thing is, the first day she went there, she took her son. It was quite far away. And you had to cross a very, very wild forest, thick forest, like a rainforest, with plenty of wild animals around. So she took this little son of hers and went across the forest. There were wild animals howling and making noises. And then went to the pathshala, introduced her son to the adhyapak, to the acharya, and came back. The next day the son had to go alone. So he said to his mother, "Amma, how can I go through this forest? I'll feel very frightened because there are wild animals there. I don't think I can make it." So just to make him happy and put some courage into him, she told him a story. It's a story, okay, you take it as a story. She said, in this deep forest, when you go, there is a little boy who lives here, dark in color. Sometimes he wears a peacock feather on his head. He plays beautiful music on the flute. It was a story manufactured by the mother to make the boy happy with a peacock feather. So next time you go there and you feel frightened, just call him loudly. Say, "Govinda, Govinda, come and help me. I am very frightened of animals." He'll come and then he'll help you and then you can go. So the boy who trusted his mother 100%, because she is the only one who cared for him and looked after. He trusted her fully. So he went. First day he went. Somewhere in the depth of the forest he got worried because he heard something roaring, some animal. So he thought, "I'll follow my mother's advice." So he put his hands up and he put it, "Govinda, come here, man. I'm feeling very frightened." A small boy came with a peacock feather, very dark, with a flute in his hand, sat down there, produced from a bag some goalies, marbles, you know. So they played marble for some time. Said, "Don't worry, I am from this forest, nobody will do anything, I know what to do." So they played marbles for some time. And then he walked to the edge of the forest, left him there, said, "Now you go to the Parshala, I am going back," and came. This happened every day. And every day the boy would come and tell his mother, this is what happened. You're right, there is this little dark boy in there, Govinda. So whenever I call him, he comes, and we saw my mother laugh to herself. This fellow believes exactly what I say. Good, you must be imagining. Went on for many days. One day, it was the time when the teacher's birthday was coming. So everybody had to take a gift for the teacher. A lot of people went with gifts. This boy had nothing. He told his mother, I also have to take a gift because everybody is going to bring a gift. So the mother said, I have nothing here. Neighbor has a cow. So what you do is, the only vessel I have here is a small little katori made of silver left by a great rishi with me when I was serving him. Take this katori, I will fill some milk from the neighbor's cow. So take this and give your gift. But this is the only katori that I possess. So give the milk and bring back the katori. This boy said, okay, innocent boy. So he said, okay, not like us. So he went with the katori of milk. Lots of people were giving very expensive gifts to the Acharya. He went with this little, some of his fellow students made fun of him. Oh, this fellow will also come with a katori. Now what happened was, in between, as they passed through the forest, he wanted to show this gift to this little boy. He was not frightened, there were no animals at that time. So he called, Govinda, I wanted to show you a gift, I am taking it to give to the Acharya. So the Govinda came and said, oh, let me see the gift. Oh, this is milk. He said, let me drink a little. He said, no, don't do it. I have to give us a gift. He said, doesn't matter, give it to me. So he sipped a little bit of milk and he said, now you take it and give it to him. So he reached there. As I said, people made fun of him. What is this katori, this fellow? Apart from that, as soon as he reached the Acharya's feet, chair, he said, I need the katori back. I can give you the milk. My mother wants the katori back. So everybody made fun of him. Anyway, the teacher said, okay, bring a little vessel and fill the milk and give it back. He wants to take it back. So they brought a vessel and filled it and gave it back to him. So the boy said, but sir, there is still milk in this. Oh, they said, send more. He said, but there is still milk in. So it went on for some time. Then 3 buckets were full. And the katori was still milk, full of milk. So the teacher got angry. He said, say something. Did you do any magic? Is your mother an expert in Indrajal? What has happened? What have you done? He said, this is happening. I don't believe you. So the boy told him, sir, please, there is a little boy called Govinda who lives in the forest on the way to your place. And he took the milk and sipped it and gave it to me. That's all. I don't know anything about it. So the teacher said, so you got milk which somebody has already had a drink, is it? Is this a kind of gift to give to an acharya? Terrible. I think you are bluffing. There is no little boy, you must have had a drink before you. I said, sir, please, if you come with me to the forest, I can show you this boy. Please come. So he took the teacher and went back to the forest. And in the forest, he went and shouted loudly, "Hey, Govinda, come, come, come. My teacher says I am a bluff, I am telling lies. Please come and show your face so that I can tell him that this is the boy who sipped the milk." No sign of Govinda. Tried very hard. No, Govinda. Finally, the teacher said, I think you are a liar. At that point, Govinda didn't come, but there was a voice, Akashavani, not All India Radio, Akashavani from the Akasha. And the voice said, look, I can't come and show my face. The boy said, why? He said, because these people who have come, they're not evolved enough to see me. They don't have the devotion to see me. You and me are different matter because you believe in me and you see me. Your teacher hasn't developed enough to see me. So there's no point in showing my face to him. After many words, when he reaches your stage, I will reveal my face to him. Now you would say, is this a nice story, beautiful story, enjoyable story, but does it mean anything? I fully believe that it is possible, but apart from that. Thing is, only when our mind becomes like the mind of a little child who bears no rancor towards anybody and who accepts everybody as his own. The mind is not complicated by the hundreds and thousands of books that we have read and become so crowded that there is no place for anything else to come in. People easily say that it's easy to you have to get rid of the ego. It's not an easy thing to get rid of the ego. Because more than the feeling of I did something, there is also this feeling that I have read this, I have read that, I have read Brahma Sutras, I have read the commentaries, read the Upanishad, all fine. You can read. But the fact is, unless the mind, by reading this, becomes simple and not caught up by the theories and conflicts. I meet people who have long 100 questions. What are the questions? In Advaita, Shankara says like this. In Vishishta Advaita, Mohan Ramanuja. I said, what is your interest? What do you want? What Ramanuja says, what Madhva, that's not our, what do you want? I want to find the truth. I said, for a time being, can you rest all these things and remain clear? It is possible to do that. We read so much that we get so influenced and then we don't know what to do. Our mind is so crowded. We have this feeling, I know everything. My understanding of this matter is that like the small boy we referred to in the story, a spiritual journey begins when I say, I don't know. It's not easy. Nobody will admit it. It's so difficult. If I say, I don't know, there's the beginning. Look at all scientific inventions, all the great discoveries of science. They started because somebody said, I don't know, maybe, let me find out. The moment I say, I know, I have concluded and I have made such a strong veil of the knowledge that I have gathered that even if truth wants to come, there is no way to come. It's veiled. And the veil is like the iron curtain. Iron curtain. Can't separate it. Which is why some very simple people who lived in villages, who had no understanding of anything, any scriptures, have reached the supreme reality. Have. I'm not saying others can't, but they have. Which points to the fact that simplicity, like the mind of a child, is a very important necessity for spiritual development.